All right, so we are continuing on with session 4. And where we left off last time, where I believe Thanis and the rest of the ladies were walking down this walking up this earthen corridor. And as you entered this dark chamber, you noticed that there was a huge cell in it. And you also noticed that there were 4 kobolds that were kind of bickering at one another, where it looks like they were fiddling with a lock to the door to this cell. And the kobolds did not hear you as you were starting to walk into the chamber. So what do you ladies want to do? Because like I mentioned, these kobolds are still they are just oblivious to your presence, and they're fighting over trying to get this lock open.
Sister, I whisper in her ear, throw some, one of your bombs.
All right, so let's throw some alchemist fire at them.
You can do that for sure. All right, so it looks like you critically miss with the alchemist fire. And go ahead.
Lovely.
Well, as you throw it, it basically you can use a hero point if you'd like. Everybody does have a hero point. All right, looks like she's using her hero point. So we'll kind of rewind this, and you throw the vial again. Ooh, that 20 rolled over to an 8. So it does miss. It basically, as the vial misses, you throw it way too hard, and it goes over the kobolds' heads. It goes through the steel bars, and it smashes on that wooden crate, that large wooden crate that you see. And the vial shatters, fires all over the place, and now this wooden crate is on fire. And you've got the attention of the kobolds. So let's roll initiative. And the kobolds are screaming. You can understand them saying, "Oh no." Ooh, all these 20s are rolling over. All right, so it looks like everybody has perception rolled. Yep, there we go. Nice roll. Okay, so we are going to start with round 1. And Kaylin, it is your turn. You can always move through your party members as well with no penalty.
Not a problem. I'm just checking distance.
All right.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh, yeah, I guess I gotta move up some. Actually.
I can't see the map.
All right, I can share it for you. There you go. Yeah, anytime you need to open up the map, all you have to do is go into the combat tracker in the upper right-hand side where the cross swords are. And then inside of the combat tracker, you can just click on your portrait at any time, and it will always open the map that your token is on.
Is it wide enough for me to step up to next to Gloria?
Yes. Yeah, you can definitely move through your other party mates and get up there. Yeah, for sure.
I want to get about there if possible.
You can do that. Yep, you can do that. I'll prove that. So that's one of your actions.
And then I shall try Ray of Frost.
All right. That's a
Oh,
nice
that was a
hit.
hit.
16, yeah. 16 on the kobold, so feel free to roll damage. As your ray of frost explodes on the kobold, doing 7 cold damage, and that kobold is heavily wounded. And
I can-
that... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, that was 2 of my actions. Okay.
Yep. So we'll move it on to Thanos. It is your turn now. Get another turn.
I do. So I can make some more fire. Did the hero point undo it, or did I just get to go again? Do I still have one?
No, you do not have a hero point now.
I know, but I had 2 alchemist fire typically. So do I still have one, or do I need to make some?
If you don't have any, you can use your quick action to create 2 of them.
All right, I want to do that.
Okay. Yeah, so that will take 1 action to create 2, and then you still have 2 more actions. So you could technically throw both of them as well. You know, the first one with no penalty and the second one with the -5 if you'd like. Or you can use an action to move. But it looks like you took another alchemist fire and you threw it and you hit the kobold with a 17, so that's a nice hit. So feel free to roll damage. All right, so the kobold, which is number 6, he is wounded by taking 3 fire damage.
So there's splash damage also. So what do I do with that?
You would take, and the splash damage is for anything that is adjacent, right? Anything that's adjacent to that creature.
Correct. So it'd be the 2 on either side, 1 on either
Yeah,
side.
it would actually be all 3 of them. If you hit the kobold in the middle, which is number 6, then you can actually drop that 1 fire splash damage on all 3 of those kobolds.
So I have an effect. So it has the damage, then it has an effect, and then it has splash and then effect. So do I roll the effect?
Let's see. 1 fire splash damage, 1 persistent. So yeah, you're going to need to target all. Well, you're going to have to put the persistent damage on the kobold that you hit. Okay, there you go. And then you would target by holding down control, or you could just easily just drag the 1 fire splash damage over to the 3 that are surrounding the kobold. But you can also, once you get used to it a little bit more, you can also hit control and those 3 tokens that are surrounding, and then you can click it and it would add the fire damage to all 3 of them at once instead of doing it independently. So
Okay.
yeah.
And then there's also a perception. It says crit. So I think that's if I crit, I use that one instead of the other one. The effect.
I don't remember anything about a crit. I'd have to.
All right, so skip it. We'll do that later.
No, that's okay. Is it to do with alchemist fire?
Yeah, here, I'll drag it and you can see what it says.
Yeah. Okay, so if it was oh, is that like a goblin ability? Is that like a alchemist special ability or something like that? Because I don't see that on the actual alchemist fire. That must be some type of like class feature or feat or something like that, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so if you would have crit, then yeah, you would have used the 2 fire damage instead of the 1. So
Okay, can you take that one off then?
yeah. So did you put the wrong one on, the 2?
The very last thing I did should come off.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I see it now. There it is. I will take the crit off. There you go. All right.
So
All right,
that was
nice
one
shot.
action, right?
That was your second action. So yeah, because your first action was to create 2 quickly. Your second action, you've fired it. You threw 1, and now you got your third action. And if you can take a movement, or you can throw another vial at -5.
So this doesn't have a. So how do I throw it at -5 if I throw it?
Yeah, up on the combat tracker, you can hit the MA number 2, which is the main attack number 2, which would automatically give you -5. Or you can also type in -5 in the lower left-hand corner in the modifier box. So you can do one or the other, whatever you prefer, whatever would be quicker for you. Ooh, so that was a critical miss. And you have no more hero points. So yeah, your second vial goes into the cage again and smashes one of those big barrels in front of the kobold number 9. And now the barrels are on fire as well. Not only is the large wooden crate, but the barrel is as well. All right. So we'll go ahead and go to the...
cringing back there.
Yeah, we'll go
to
what
the loot's getting burned up.
Oh, I know, right? Oh, she's all about the loot too, let me tell you. So yeah, she's cringing. So we're gonna go to the kobolds now, and this kobold warrior number 1 is gonna move, and it pulls out a sling and is going to start firing at Thanos. So first action was to move. The second is a ranged attack on Thanos. And that is going to be a hit with a 21. And you will take a total of 1 bludgeoning damage. And I will also go ahead and attack again at -5. So it fires up loads up another stone and slings it towards you, and it misses with a 14. So on to the next kobold. The next kobold is going to go ahead and move up to you, and this kobold's also damaged. This is the one that you actually hit with the vial. It does have a spear that it is wielding, and it slashes out at you. And this is its second attack. Ooh, and it's a hit. And you're going to take a total of 6 damage. So you are wounded a little bit more now. And its third action will also be an attack with the spear. And... You know what? It's gonna run out. It's gonna run and use in fact, it's not gonna attack. It's gonna basically bolt away from you. You're not gonna get an attack of opportunity because it's using a special ability called Hurried Retreat. And as long as it's adjacent to one enemy, it's gonna go ahead and move. So I'm gonna go ahead and move back to the corner here. All right, so this next kobold, its flat check is failed, so it's going to continue to take the fire damage. And let's go ahead and pull a sling out on this guy. And this kobold is going to try and hit Writhe. And I'm going to give Writhe a little bit of a bonus, thing that she is behind Thanos, so I'm going to give the kobold -2 to its attack. And it lets go of the stone as it flings it around a couple times, but it still hits as the stone whizzes right by your head, Thanos, and hits Writhe. So Writhe, you're going to take 6. You're going to take 6 damage from the sling. In fact, I'm going to take that off actually because I rolled the wrong one. So let me take your damage off, and I'm going to roll the correct damage this time, which is 1d4 instead of 1d6. So you take 2 damage instead of 6, which is a lot better. So that is the first action. The second action, it's going to move over 1 spot. And then the third is also going to be a Writhe at a -7. Wow. And I crit, unfortunately. All right. So let's go ahead and do a ranged attack crit. 5 damage. Not too bad. That's not too bad at all for taking a crit shot. So we'll go ahead and we'll move on to the last kobold. And it is going to use a little bit extra movement to stand on top of all of this rubble. Looks like a portion of the ceiling has kind of collapsed in with a lot of the beams and stuff from the roof. Bunch of rubble. It's difficult terrain, so it's going to go ahead and take a shot at, seeing that it's up elevated a little bit more, it's going to take a shot at Kaylin, and I'm going to give that kobold -2 as well on its second attack. Well, its first attack, second action. Ooh, and a 19's a hit. So Kaylin, you'll take a little bit of damage, which is 3 bludgeoning, and then I will go ahead and do a -7 attack, -2, and then -5 for the multi-attack. And oh boy, Kaylin, you are hit again. I think that would have been a crit though if I didn't have all those negatives on there. So you're going to take 3 more. So you have taken 6 bludgeoning damage now. So you've been damaged as well. So now we are to Gloria. You are up. What would you like to do?
Well, I've got number 6, unfortunately, targeted, and I can no longer see it. So I need to have that one untargeted for me.
Okay. You can always just control and click on that token if you need to untarget it. If you had it targeted.
You moved it out of my sight, so I couldn't.
Oh, okay. So let me go into the targets, and I will clear your targets out for you. There you go. Yeah, once that alchemist fire shattered, they all scattered like cockroaches. All right, so we'll get you moved in there. All right, so you can now see all 4 kobolds. And what do you, I guess you're attacking with your short bow. That's a hit. So go ahead and roll damage. All right, so the kobold is heavily wounded with 3 more piercing damage. That's your second action. You have 1 more. All right, looks like another bow attack. And that is also a hit with the -5 multi-attack penalty. All right, very nice. So this kobold is down and incapacitated. It is dead. Very nice. All right, let me get rid of this kobold. There you go. All right, so that's it for you. That's your third. And we'll pass it on to Rythe. You are up now.
I am going to go ahead and move right beside Gloria.
Okay, there you go.
And
Kill him!
which one of these dastardly villains was aiming at me and throwing punches my way? Which one was it?
That
was
would
it
be 8? Yes, that would be number 8. So I will let you move up to him as part of your 1 movement instead of stopping there. If you wanted to move closer 1 more, you could. Or if you want to, yeah, there you go. Yeah, so you're right in the grill of both of them.
Is there a way that I could just take 1 big swing and try and hit both of them, like a double attack?
Do you have, I think there's like a cleave attack that you might have been able to take. Let's see. I need to open up your character sheet. Looks like you took sudden charge as your level 1 feature. So, and then you also have rage and your animal instinct. But I'll tell you what, for both of your actions, for your other 2 actions that you have, I will allow you to do 1 attack for both of those kobolds. How about that?
Yeah.
So you do 1 sweeping, swoop with your axe. So, but yeah, I'll let you do that. And that will be your last. So go ahead and attack one of the kobolds because they have the same AC anyway. So it rolled over. So let's see if that is a hit, which it is not, but you have a hero point. So if you'd like to burn your hero point and re-swing, you can do that if you want to.
It's the same button that you used to get on it. You just hold it down.
How do I use my hero point?
You can just take at the top of your character sheet, you can just drag it into the chat, or you can just go ahead and just hit 0, just go from 1 to 0.
It says I don't have a hero point.
Yeah, you have one.
It's
Yeah,
just
you have
0.
one. You have one. Yeah, because at every session you always start with 1.
Okay. How do I change that?
There you go. I put 1 in there for you. So now you can pick it up and drag it into the chat. All right. There you go.
Thank you. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. So let's go ahead and get another attack and see if you hit those 2 kobolds. 1 big swoop. So those kobolds are laughing at you as you've missed twice now. So, all right, so we are at round 2, and Kaylin, you're back up.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna move up next to. I think this is Stanith.
It is, yep.
And then I would like to put heal on her.
Okay. Here you go. You would just take the heal spell and drag and drop it right on her, and it will do the heal automatically. Very nice. So Thanith is now healed by 7. She feels good now.
And then I would like, if I could, throw a dagger.
Oh, yeah. So that would be, yeah. Oh, actually, that was all 3 of your actions because your heal costs 2, right? And then you move, that costs you 1. So that would be all 3 of your actions.
According to this, it's 1 to 3, and I was right next to her. So did I actually touch her?
Yeah.
Would be actual death.
Yeah, I totally forgot that about Pathfinder heal. So yeah, that would be I believe that would be a 1 action heal, right? Wouldn't it? Let me double check. I think it is.
That's the way I read it.
Too many games and not enough, and they just get all confused. So yeah, it looks like it has a range of touch. So yeah, 1. That's beautiful. So yeah, you can definitely get an attack off with your 3rd action. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's all right. I'm going after kobold number 8.
Yeah, go for it. Oh, man. Wow. All these 1s the last couple of weeks. Holy cow. So yeah, you chuck your dagger at it, and it is a critical miss, and the dagger just sticks into the stone. The tip of it just embeds into the stones. A couple sparks kind of fly off, so... All right, so we'll go to Thanith. You are up now.
And with my luck, those sparks from the dagger will light another thing on fire.
Nice.
So I have medicine, but I want to wait to do that till after. Is that true or no?
The medicine skill?
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to. You can use it anytime. I mean, it would take I believe it's to administer first aid is a manipulate action, and it takes 2 of your actions to do a heal or to stabilize or stop bleeding. But I think you can also treat disease, poison, and treat wounds. So Yeah, so to treat wounds, remember it's a 10-minute timer. So, but if you want to stabilize, like if someone's unconscious, then you can stabilize them or treat poison. Or, but yeah, if you're going to treat wounds, it takes 10 minutes.
Okay, so we can.
Person.
So Kayla and I can wait till later.
Yep.
So I am going to throw a dagger.
All right.
I want to move first. Let me take a move.
All these daggers are just flying all over the place. All right. All right. So yeah, you're over there by the door now. Feeling nice and toasty from that barrel and big wooden crate on fire. Just had to kind of rub that in a little bit.
So this would be my first attack, or do I use the +5 or +1?
No, this would be your first attack. So it would be your second action, but it would be your first attack with no type of negative modifier. So that's a nice hit on the kobold. And that's the one to your left. So go ahead and roll damage. And that kobold has not been damaged yet. So it has a dagger sticking out of its arm now, and it has taken 1 piercing damage. And you have 1 action left. And if it's an attack, it would be at -5.
So my 3 attacks say +5, +1, -3. So I use the +1 or no?
Yeah, you can use the +1 would be the second attack in the middle there. That would be the -5 attack. And then the negative modifier 1 would also be the -10. That's if you decided to do 3 attacks in 1 round. So, but your dagger is sticking out of it, and you do another one. So you're basically killing this kobold with kindness. So it's taking 2 damage. It's got 2 daggers. It's looking like a pin cushion. Your 3 actions are spent, and we are going to go to the kobold. So let's see. This kobold that is to the left of you, Rive, it did have a sling, so it's going to use an action, which is good for you, to pull out its spear. And it is going to now use its second action, first attack, on you. And it misses big time. And it's going to do its third action, second attack at -5 on you with its spear. And that is also going to be a miss. So all 3
My
actions.
turn to laugh.
Yes. Yeah, because it just chuckled at you for taking 2 big swipes with your great axe. All right, so the other kobold that is below you is going to do the same thing. It also had a sling. It basically drops it, pulls its spear out of its warden pack. First spear attack on you is a critical miss. And in fact, it's such a critical miss that he basically drops the spear and he uses his third action to pick it up. So that is going to be it for it. Last kobold over there on the pile of rubble will attack. I would say it would attack Thaneth, and it's got its sling, and it uses it to attack you. And its first attack is a miss. Its second attack with the sling, -5, is a really bad miss also. And the last attack at -10. Now watch, this one will hit. Nope, it misses as well. So all 3 stones go zinging by you. Everybody's missing now. So it's back to Gloria.
Come on, sister. Crush their heads.
Oh, there you go. You hit with short bow. It is a decisive hit for a decisive 1 piercing damage. What would you like to do with your second action?
I'm going to turn towards another one and shoot another one.
Okay.
Aim
this
for
will
the
be at
eye.
-5. Aim for the eye. Ooh. And that is a multi-attack penalty. That's a miss. You've got 1 action left. It would be -10. And that is also a miss. So we've got a bunch of misses in a row. We're moving on to Rive. it is your turn. You want to do that? You want to do that big swipe again?
If you'll let me, great DM. If you'll let me.
If you want to do that, I'll charge you 2 actions for that. Sure, we'll have fun with that. So go for it.
Okay.
Because there's 2 kobolds. But if there's 3, I'd charge you 3 actions. So.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Let's see how you do. Oh my goodness, it's another miss. So you got 1 action left. You can still attack 1 at a -5 if you'd like.
I will. I'm going to go after Cobalt 8 here because I really have it out for him.
Yep, he was one of the chucklers. All right, so let's see your attack at -5. Ooh, that should be a hit. Let's drag it over on him to see if it's a hit. It is a hit. So feel free to roll damage on Kobold number 8.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but check it out though. It's still dying though. You still took it out. It's still dead. Yeah. So
I had pin-cushioned it enough for you.
we poked it to death.
Our rolls have been so bad today. My rolls have been bad too. I started off pretty good, but then I've just kind of tapered out. But that's a good thing.
If our rolls are bad, we want yours to be bad too.
I want mine to be bad too because I don't want player deaths or anything like that. So, but yeah, you took the kobold out, even though you hit it for minimal damage. Your strength bonus still took it out. So, all right, so that is your 3 actions, and we are going to go to round number 3. And Kaylin, you're back up. 2 kobolds are left. Both kobolds are wounded.
Like session. Oh. This is session Pokey McPoke.
Session minimal damage. All right.
Light somebody up here.
Light them up.
Let's see. That's damage. I need to do the attack first.
A for effort though, going right to the damage, but that's good because the kobold warrior failed its saving throw. So you can roll damage to your electric arc cantrip. And thankfully you hit Kobold Warrior number 9, which is dying, so nice shot. If you would have hit the other one, it could have possibly arced over to Rise. All right, so you have 2 actions left, and there's 1 kobold left. Or was that 2 actions for that spell? All right, so there is your 3rd action, I would imagine. So, all right, so Thaneth, you're up. A little bit more breathing room now. I was like, don't tell me this with all those minimums. I was like, don't tell me these 4 kobolds are going to take you out. All right, so you get to move. Ooh, Thaneth is engaging in combat. All right, so that's 1 action down. What would you like to do with your last 2 actions?
So I'm going to stab it with my dagger.
Stabby, stabby. First attack. That is a hit. Hopefully you roll higher than a 1. Or will the trend continue? I was a 2, but that's okay. Because that kobold warrior died as well. So you are now... All of you are out of combat. I'm going to take the movement lock off. So you ladies are free to move around. And you do notice that there is a door on the north wall of this chamber. But yes, there
what does the fire look like?
It's not that. I mean, it's burning, but it's not like it's a raging inferno or anything like that. I mean, it's just an alchemist fire. So it has about a 5-foot spread on it, but it hasn't engulfed the entire, everything inside of the cage. But it does appear to be locked because there is a lock that's hanging off of the latch. Yeah, this is definitely an old storeroom that looks like it's been converted into maybe a stockade / storeroom still. Yeah, all of these supplies are definitely locked up.
Hey, DM.
We still got guys up here.
Do kobolds have horns?
Kobolds do not, I don't know, do they? Let's see what I should have showed you art on these kobolds. I think there is art for these kobolds. Let me. So, you know what? You are in luck because Pathfinder kobolds do have some horns, as you can see.
Can I go up to it and chop off one of its horns, number 8?
I will allow you to do that. You want like a trophy or something like that, right?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, please.
I will definitely, yeah. So as part of downtime and everything, yes, you can definitely strategically, get one of the horns loose off of the kobolds.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So what are you
I've
doing
got
with all these
loose-
teeth and
loose the
horns
bodies.
and fangs and everything else? What do you do? Are you like making a necklace or adorning your armor or what?
Adorning my armor.
Okay, because I was just wondering, because inquiring minds would like to know, especially the DMs. That's cool.
Oh, over by the,
Sisters, why don't you all check the bodies while I try to unlock this door?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pat down number 8.
All right. So after you take his horn, you give him the old once over, and everybody else can be. What is everybody else doing during this little bit of downtime?
over by the door that Gloria is trying to open. I'm assuming it's the one to the fenced room, the bard room.
Actually, it's right here. I guess that's the locked bar that Gloria is trying to open up. Is that the door? Because it is locked. That's the door that has the lock that's hanging off of it. The iron lock.
Well, I was thinking more of the area where it's barred off with the crates and stuff that's on fire.
Yeah,
I would like to cast Detect Magic.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you cast Detect Magic. I think that is that like an action, or I mean, it honestly really doesn't matter. But does it take a spell slot? If it takes a spell slot, go ahead and take it off. But that might be a cantrip, I think.
It's a cantrip and it's a 30-foot.
Yeah, so I will say this. Inside of the burning crate that's closest to you, you do see that there is a probably about a 2-foot long narrow aura that you can see through the wood, and that crate is on fire. But it looks like that is the only, and besides all of the other little magical trinkets and stuff that your companions have. Yeah, but you can definitely tell something probably about 2 foot long is inside of that crate. That burning crate, by the way, just had to throw in that burning word again.
My sister, is that crate that's on fire? There's something in it we may want.
Ooh. I look to Gloria.
Who's unlocking the door? You've got an axe. Hack it open and get it out of there while I unlock this door.
Oh, can I brutalize the door?
You can do a athletics check if you'd like to burst through the door and try to break the lock. So if you want to give me an athletics check, go for it. And that would be on your skills tab on your character sheet.
So you said in athletics?
Yeah, it should be the top one. You have a +2 bonus. No, I'm sorry. You have a +7 bonus. It's the third one down, athletics, and you're trained in it, so which is good. So let's see if you get a good old running charge and bash through that door. Hopefully you do. So you basically bounce off of it. You get a good charge of steam, and you get a good hit on it, lower your shoulder, but the lock doesn't budge.
But is the lock broken?
The lock is not broken. No, it does not break.
Ah, so Gloria, you could still pick at it.
Still try to pick at it, right?
You can, yeah.
So I'm
Give
gonna
me a
use-
thieves tools. Yeah.
It would be
Your
a
lock
thievery roll.
picking, lock picking, whatever you have for that. So luckily your sister, she says, I'll get this. And she, gets her tools out and tinkers with it for a couple seconds. And the lock, that's exactly what you needed, was a 15. So yeah, you get the lock open.
I
it pops
comfort my
open.
axe.
Axe on the burning crate and get whatever's in there out instead of the door.
Yeah. So you get in there, you smash. And in fact, you can get the fire out, with your cloaks or whatever. And you can get the fire out. It, like I said, it wasn't no raging inferno or anything like that. So let me go ahead and I'll unlock the door for you. Let me get rid of that. So yeah, there you go. The door is open. You can freely move inside now. And
Hey, while they're doing that, I want to make sure nobody's coming back. So I'm going to kind of look around.
Sure. Yeah, there's that door. You don't see anything else. Yeah, so that door there is closed. It doesn't appear to have any kind of lock or anything on it. But if you want to open it, you can open it if you'd like.
No, I'll wait. I just was making sure nothing was going to come back and get us.
Okay.
Since they ran away.
So you just want to kind of like keep guard on the door. That's cool. And then you look down the corridor, you look down the earthen stairs, and it doesn't seem like anything's coming up either. So, Rod, you wanted to go in there and break that box open, right, with your axe, smash it open?
I do. What did I find on the cobalt that I looted?
Let's
see. If anything.
Yeah, on the kobolds, just little personal trinkets like bones and stuff that you would probably actually like to adorn your armor with. Like chicken bones, rat bones, stuff like that.
If I didn't kill it,
just as it's the same, right?
Gotta be ferocious. Gotcha.
So yeah, you don't find anything really of any value. You get inside there, you give that wooden crate after it gets, the fire gets put out, you smash it a couple good times, and you look inside, and you see there are a couple of things inside of this. The first thing you notice is a beautiful short sword, but you kind of look at it and you think of it as like a toothpick or something, because you're like a barbarian, right? You're like, you don't want to use no little toothpick sword.
Exactly.
But it has runes on it. There's some runes etched on it, so it's actually a beautiful sword. No rust, no dust, anything like that. And then there was also a little small steel chest inside of that crate also. And there's a bunch of straw, so you basically were just kind of flinging the straw out, and you see this this toothpick of a sword, which is a short sword. And then you also see that there is a little steel box, and it has a small little primitive lock on it.
So I take the short sword and I kind of toss it on the ground, and I'm like, what in the crap? Is this a sword? Is this a sword?
Yes,
that's not long enough to be a sword, right? Does anybody want that?
Is that the sword that was glowing? Or that item still glowing?
Yes, it is. That's the item that was definitely glowing.
I personally won't use it, but somebody here can use it. It's glowing in my eyes.
I will say this, on the kobolds, you also did find that they all had a bunch of dried fish, which, of course, that's why you're down there in the first place, because all of the dried fish was being stolen out of the barrels, back up at Tannerville's, place. So, but yeah, they all have a couple of those dried fish, but not a lot to what is missing. I mean, there were barrels that were opened up and lots of fish missing out of the barrels. So yeah, but these four kobolds definitely had something to do with that. That's for sure. Yeah, that little primitive lock, it looks like you could just twist that lock right off. I mean, easily. No skill check or anything like that needed to break the lock off. But I mean, you may still want to have, your sis check it out for traps in case a poison needle comes out and pokes you or something like that.
Can I do a perception roll?
You can, yeah. You can give me a perception roll if you want. You want to put your eye up to the hole to see if you can see any kind of traps or anything in there?
Yeah.
I'm going top.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
a
put
big
your eye
girl.
up
Let
there.
me see.
Yeah, let's see. Hopefully you won't roll a 1.
I know. Holy crap.
Oh no! I think I've only seen all these ones just one
Yeah.
other time. So,
Change our name.
oh,
Something else.
You cursed me, DM.
you know what?
Cursed me.
I think I did. I'm sorry about that. So as you're, how you explain to me what you're doing with this box?
I freaking I'm looking at it, I'm looking at Gloria, make sure she doesn't like touch it, and I'm like, I kick it with my foot a little bit, and I poke it with my axe, and I'm like, ah! And I yell at it, and it doesn't do anything.
Well, as you yell at it, it actually it sprouts some legs, and it jumps up and hits you. And when it hits you, yeah, it's like a little magical chest, right? So it sprouts the legs, it jumps up, and it pricks your arm with a little needle that comes out of the lock. As it jumps up, boing, hits your arm, pricks you with a needle, and I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw.
You got it. Holy crap.
That's impromptu DMing, by the way.
At least it wasn't a mimic.
That's a good roll.
That's
So,
better.
Yeah, you feel this sort of like this flash heat, this heat of flash, this flash of heat come over you. Sort of like you almost start to break out into a sweat. You start to feel nauseous, but then, you know, your inner fortitude kicks in, being a raging orc barbarian, and you just shake it off. Like, oh, what was that? It was like drinking a pint of ale, you know what I mean? Some like rot gut Thunderfire 5000 or something like that. You know, it's so bad. You just shake it off, and then the legs disappear on the little chest, and it opens up, and there's a bunch of coins and a big, beautiful green emerald in it. Nice roll on the saving throw. Because I was gonna have fun with you if you failed it.
I'm checking that room.
The cell with all of the, yeah, you don't find anything else. You know, basically those two barrels, the one barrel that, you know, was on fire lightly, that's another barrel of fish. Actually, both those barrels were fish. And in the other crate is just more, more food stuffs, plates, herbs, stuff like that. Stuff that basically was stolen from Tannerville, basically. But yeah, you found the chest.
How much gold is in the chest? Can it be split evenly amongst us?
I can do that. That's a beautiful feature with Fantasy Grounds. So I'm going to go ahead and put all of this inside of the party sheet, and you can open up your party sheet, the three little silhouette icon up in the upper right hand corner, and you count all the coins, and there's a total of 200 silver pieces, which is actually a lot, especially for, you know, lower level adventurers like yourselves. So there's 200 silver pieces, and that short sword is definitely magic. And then there is also a small little gold ring, and there's also a beautiful emerald as well. So the ring, it is worth 5 gold. It doesn't have any other kind of magical property because your spell is still going off by this point, Kaylin, and it doesn't have any kind of magical aura. And there's also a big green emerald that is worth 20 gold as well.
Writhe isn't into shiny things, so she motions to her sisters. Yeah, there's a ring and an emerald. You guys can do what you want with those.
A toothpick for a weapon? Yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah, I'm moving on.
So yeah, the short sword is definitely magical. It would, and in fact, as part of, you're kind of taking a little break here. You're kind of doing searching and stuff. This is a short sword +1. So if any of you can use short swords, feel free to talk about it and drag and drop it onto your character sheet, whoever wants it, on the inventory tab. And I will go ahead and do a couple things for you. First off, I am distributing the silver, so everyone gets 50 silver apiece. And I'm also going to give you your experience points for the last two encounters, and that will put you at level 2. So at the end of today's session, I'll leave the game up and running, and all of you can level up your character again. So you're level 2 now, so congratulations. So all of your XP has been awarded, your experience points, your loot is in the inventory tab of the party sheet, and I've split up all of the coinage for you. So what say you, adventurers? What would you like to do?
If it's okay, I'd like to make sure that I recover my dagger.
You do. You do recover it. Yeah, you can pry it out of the wall because I
know some people require it being said, so it's.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I would automatically kind of assume that you would do that anyway. Now on arrows and stuff, I usually only allow, half of the arrows recovered because, they'll break and stuff like that. So, but yeah, congratulations, you're level 2 as well. So, but yeah, you search the rest of the chamber, and that's pretty much everything that you had found. More supplies from Tannerville's restaurant up in the town of Otari.
So who can use the sword?
Good question.
I
You
use
can,
it, but
right?
I don't want it.
I can use it. Can either of you all, though?
I believe I can't use short swords.
You might be able to.
Because I'm a druid.
That's right. It has to be a wood sword or a wood staff or whatever.
I can use a dagger, but I can't use a sword.
No.
Yeah, right. Wood sword.
So yeah, it looks like you would definitely get the short sword if you'd like, and I've already identified it for you, so it should show as a short sword +1 in the party sheet. And just go ahead and add it to your sheet and make sure it's equipped, and it will add the +1 to hit and +1 to damage for you automatically. I saw it disappear. It went right on Gloria's sheet. It is gone. So we'll keep the other stuff in there, and then at the end, when you ladies go back up to town, we'll go ahead and we'll sell everything, and I'll split it again. So, but you got another 30 gold worth of stuff to sell. That's pretty good too. That's a lot of money. Going to be rich and items, and there's a lot of items that you can spend your money on in Pathfinder that are really cheap. I mean, low-level potions are really cheap. You can buy all kinds of one-use trinkets and chakras for your weapons or your armor, and there's all kinds of scrolls are really cheap. So if you want to put scrolls in your book, or just have them to blast monsters, you can do that as well. So yeah, pretty fun, pretty cool. I like the economy in Pathfinder too. It's much better in this game compared to others. So you need 30,000 gold for one of these swords. Yeah, you can buy +1 armor, +1 weapons. They're cheap. They're like under 100 gold, and y'all are getting there already. So I think they may even be 50 gold or something like that, 40 or 50 gold. So yeah. Gloria just jacked that short sword with an emerald too, just to let you know. You can see, even though that it's just an ornamental sword, but you can still use it as a short sword if you wanted to. It just is magical.
It's expected. So it's not a problem.
Yeah, she is being so slick. And
where did that emerald go?
She's going to be the last one to log out of the game. So when everybody else logs out of the game, she's going to be around, and she's just going to empty out the party sheet.
The ring and the emerald are still there.
for now.
So, how do we go about leveling up, though? Would we have to do that on our own before our next fight? Or
Yeah, I can leave the game up. And then I usually, on game day, I usually have the game up a couple of hours ahead of time. So you can always log in, or even, during the week or on the weekend, if you want to work on your character, just send me a message. And if I'm around, I'll fire the game up for you. So, but yeah, I'll, after we're done here in a couple minutes, I'll show you how to level up your character. So what say you ladies after you have vanquished the thieves, or it could be just some of them, because even though you did see some fish on them, it doesn't look like that's all of the fish that was taken. And it looks like Thanos has opened up the door. So yeah, there's probably about a 15-foot narrow hall that opens up into a larger room. And you can see that there's a lot of cobblestone and a lot of rough features on the floor, sort of like the floor was not finished, like the room that you're in now. Nice smooth walls, finished floors, etc.
I think we should heal up. Kaylin and Rythe need some healing before we go.
Sure, you can do that. Yeah, you can spend 20 minutes and spend 10 minutes on Kaylin and Rythe and see if you can do a successful healing check. Or do you have the healing potion recipe that you can use your infused reagents and create a couple potions and give them to them? Or it's up to you.
No, I don't have that at this level. Maybe next level.
Yeah,
but I have
level.
I have antidote, but I don't have healing. But I do have medicine and.
Yeah, you can do a medicine check. Takes 10 minutes per person, and you can do one check. So feel free to go ahead and give me a roll. So yeah, your first check was definitely not successful. Another one. I need to have a counter up for how many ones we roll. So
I also have natural medicine. Just that one. All right, I'll do another one.
All right. So your second check, that is exactly what you need. So 19, you need a 15. So who was the recipient of your successful skill check?
So Kaylin, because she's the lowest.
Okay, so go ahead and roll the heal, and we'll get those wounds deducted.
So I don't have anything else to roll.
Let's see. So you administer first aid, and I believe it's a flat medicine check.
I'm trained.
So what is it? 5 plus let's see, that's DC. I think that might be a healing kit that you need.
I have it. Yeah, I have a kit. Yeah.
So what does the healing kit say inside of it?
Mine says healer's tools, but I don't see.
All right, healer's tools. Bandages, herbs, etc. Everything you need for first aid. All right, so what am I missing here? So it should be medicine, if I'm not mistaken. Administer first aid. Healer's tools you got. So your DC was fine, which is a 5 plus the usually 15. All right. Treat disease. There we go. Treat wounds. There we go. You spend 10 minutes. DC's 15 unless I say otherwise. And you get 10 hit points. If you're a master, then you have a higher DC and you do more. So you'll get back 10 hit points. So you'll be, yeah, and that was for.
I'll be maxed out after 6.
Yeah, so that was for Rythe, right? Your second treat wounds roll was for Rythe.
No, the first one was the
Okay,
one that
so-
failed.
Okay, so Kaylin, you are fully restored with 10 minutes of wound treating from your sister. So there you go. So you spent another 20 minutes and basically it was uneventful.
Somebody pick up and put the ring and the emerald in their pocket, or it's going in my bag for the party.
We'll just leave it in the party sheet. That way it can be sold and split. Or is it just tempting for you? I can see her on her end just keep opening up the party sheet
I
and
was
looking.
she's just
It's
like
still
an old
there.
woman playing with them.
Whatever it is, and I'll have enough to upgrade to a purple.
It's too good. All right, ladies.
It's like the rings on my
Save.
desk that I constantly change out and play with.
Somebody
right,
may want to. Somebody may want to take
It's
it
not,
then.
it's not letting me drag it to my inventory.
So I wasn't able to heal Rise. Does anybody else have medicine trained? Or anything else they can do for her?
I got magic, which is what I was trying to avoid using, so I only got one spell left for today.
Yeah, we'll just ride. How you feeling?
I'm feeling
got a-
good.
I got an elixir if you'd like one.
No, I'm feeling good. I got this. But
You
thank
ready
you,
to
sisters.
split some skulls?
Yeah.
All right, the
All
door
right,
is
well,
open
let's
in front of
go
you.
in.
All right. So as you, I suppose you're proceeding with caution into the room, and this chamber opens up into a 15-foot wide, very long, narrow room. And you can see on your left, there are two stone statues. And it looks like these statues are of priests. And they're just standing in the corner. And each one of these priests has a hand out, palm up. And there are a total of 3 coins in each of the hands. And also, there is another statue that is dominating in the back of an altar. Its hands, both of its hands, are extended outward with coins on them also. So the two statues on the left each have 3 coins, and then the statue behind the altar with his hands reach both of them extended out, palms up. One hand has 1 coin and one hand has 2 coins. So there's 3 coins in one hand, 3 coins in one hand, and then on the dominating statue in the center, 1 coin is in one hand and 2 coins are in another hand. And as Thanos, as you walk into the room, a thunderous, booming voice, it starts to talk and it says, "In our hands, we judge the value of all wealth, raising up whichever is greater. One of these 9 coins are a deception. Find it using only 2 judgments and receive not only my blessing, but our blessing." And that's where we'll stop for this week. And I'm going to let you ladies ponder over this for the next week. So I'll put this in the chat. So this is what the statue says. And like I said, both statues on the left have 3 coins in its extended hand. And then the 2 hands on the center statue has 1 coin and 2 coins, whatever hand, it doesn't matter. But the statue in the center is the one that judges the coins. There's an odd number of coins. There's 9 coins total, and one of them is a fake. And you have 2 chances to find the fake coin. And that center statue, it says it judges the wealth. So it will judge to see what batch of coins weighs more. And then, so it will tell you what handful of coins has the real coins in it, and then the other hand will have a fake coin. So yeah, that's where we'll continue on with next week, is a is a nice, short, sweet little puzzle. So thanks for playing, ladies.